What's up, people? How's it going? Here we go. We got a little video on our next unit, solving equations. That's right, solving equations. All right, let's party. Here we go. So the main goal when you're solving equations, all right, the main thing is you want to isolate the variable. What does that mean? Get x by itself. Okay, so a couple of things to do when you are thinking about solving these equations. All right, the first one, you're going to do the opposite or the inverse. So do the opposite operation of what's being done, all right, on that side. All right, so do the opposite operation of what is being done. All right, I have written twice actually. All right, do the opposite operation from what is being done. It should say from one side to the other side. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to check out our first problem here. All right, so if I want to do that, I want to get x by itself, right? So we got an x plus 16 right here. So I want to get that 16 to the other side. So I'm going to do the opposite or inverse right here of what's being done. So if it's plus 16, I'm going to minus 16. But to balance my equation now, the next part, very important, I'm going to also take away 16 from this side. Okay, so these cancel out because you have 16 minus 16, which is 0. So that cancels out on one side of the equation. Since I'm subtracting 16 on the other side of the equation right here, I'm going to do my math problem now. 35 minus 16. So I go to my calculator, I plug that in, and I know that that is 19. So, hello. So I'm going to put my 19 down here. I'm going to bring what is left down, and that's this. So we have x equals 19. Last, plug it in for the win. Okay, so I want to check to see if I'm right here. And the beauty of solving equations is I can do that. I can find out if I have the right answer or not. So if I have x equals 19, I can go ahead and see if that is correct by going to my original problem here, which was x plus 16 equals 35. So I put 19 in for x, okay? So I can do 19, so x plus 16 equals 35 was our original problem, right? I'm going to put my 19 in for x right here, and let's see if that's correct. 19 plus 16 equals 35. Okay, so that one is good. So I know that this is my answer right here. Okay, next, here we go. We have, for B, we have 13 equals x minus 54. All right, let's try it out using our steps up here. 13 minus x equals 54. Well, I want to isolate that x. So I'm going to take that 54, and I'm going to do the opposite from what's being done. All right, so I'm going to add 54 because I know the opposite of subtraction is addition. But if I do that to one side, I need to balance my equation on the other side. So plus 54. My fives are terrible. Sorry about that. And I'm now canceling out this because 54 minus 54 or negative 54 plus 54 equals 0. So those are canceled. Now I'm doing my math problem on this side. Okay? So 13 plus 54. I'm going to go into my calculator. I'm going to do 13 plus 54. I get 67. Let's bring down what's left. Just the x. Okay? So 67 equals x. Want to check to see if that's right? Put 67 in for x. All right, so in this case, you have x minus 54 equals 13. So I can do 67 from my original problem minus 54, and that should equal 13. I go into my calculator, I do a 67 minus 54, and it equals 13. So I'm good there. I know it's correct. All right, let's go with C. Here we go. All right, 8 equals x divided by 3. Don't be fooled by this. They're making it try to look hard for you. All right, it's the same thing over here. Do the opposite of what's being done, okay? So if they have x divided by 3 on one point, I know the opposite, okay, of addition is subtraction, and I know the opposite of division is multiplication, okay? So x equals, 8 equals x divided by 3. Let's do it. Isolate that x, get them on one side. So I'm going to times, because they're doing division. Opposite of division is addition. I'm going to times this by 3. Okay? And I know that then, since it's x divided by 3, if I times it by 3, these cancel out. But make sure that you balance your equation. All right, so if I do that to one side, I'm going to times it by 3 on the other side. So now I'm doing my math problem right here. Okay, so 8 times 3, go to my calculator. I figure out, hey now, watch out. I figure out that it is 24. 8 times 3 is 24. Equals, bring down what's left right here, and that's x. Want to find out if it's right? Let's do it. 8 equals x divided by 3. 8 equals x divided by 3. So 8 equals, let's put in 24 right there, our answer, divided by 3. Go into my calculator and I do this, 24 divided by 3, and I find out it does equal 8 right there. So that is a correct answer. Okay, right there. Okay, oh, forgot to highlight this one for my answer. Good. All right, next, we got 2 more left here. Here we go. We got D. 4x plus 3 equals 23. Let's get rid of, right away, this 3 right here. So we can isolate that x. So I'm subtracting 3 from one side, subtracting 3 from the other side. Okay, I know that these will cancel out. So I bring down what's left. 4x equals, let's do our math problem. 23 minus 3, I know that equals 20. Okay, hold on just a second here. We're not done yet. 4x equals 20. When you see something like this attached to a variable, okay, that means it's multiplying 4 times x. So 4x equals 20 really means 4 times x equals 20. So I know that they're doing multiplication right here. So to balance, I have to do the opposite what's being done. So instead of multiplication, we're going to do our division. So we're going to, in order to isolate this x, we're going to divide by 4. Okay, and I know that what we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So we divide that by 4, we divide this side by 4. Now, these 4's cancel out. See you later. Peace them out. We have x equals 20 divided by 4. I go into my calculator. I know 20 divided by 4 equals 5. Bring down what's left is that x. We have x equals 5 is our answer. If you want to go back up here, you can do your check to see if it's right. Plug it in for the win. All right, so 4 times x plus 3 equals 23. I know 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, right here. So 20 plus 3 is 23. So we know that this is a correct answer. All right, 5 is correct. Last one. All right, here we go. X over 2 minus 6 equals 11. All right, let's do it. Follow your rules. So x divided by 2 minus 6 equals 11. Let's isolate x first. So get rid of that 6. Okay, so it's x over 2 minus 6 equals 11. I'm going to add 6 to get rid of it. Okay, what we do to one side, we must do to the other. All right, so cancel those out. Now we bring the rest down. always smart to bring the rest down because you might have one extra step to do. And you definitely want to do these when we have two-step equations in the future. Here we go. So x over 2 equals, now do our math problem, 11 plus 6 equals 17. 17 right here. Are we done? We're not done. X over 2 equals 17. We have to isolate that x still, okay? X over 2 means x divided by 2. So I want to times this by 2 so I get rid of this fraction right here. Okay, so now I'm timesing this side by 2. What we do to one side, we must do to the other side. Times it by 2. I know that these are canceled out. Okay, so we have 17 times 2 on the other side. Go to my calculator, I do 17 times 2. It equals 34. Bring down what's left, which is your x. X equals 34 is our answer. Let's find out if it's right. Okay, we got a little space down here. So plug in 34 where x is in our original problem up top here. Okay, so it says x over 2. So 34 over 2 minus 6 equals 11. So 34 divided by 2. Okay, so I go into my calculator and I do 34 divided by 2, and that equals 17. So I know 17 minus 6 equals 11. So x does in fact equal 34. And that's your answer. And that is how you do it. Let us know if you need questions.